Peace. This the Underachievers. I'm Brother Khalif.
I'm Brother Demarcus.
So today we're gonna talk about the dangers of being a nice guy. So they tell you the nice guy finished last, and they don't really say nothing else about the nice guy.
Mm.
Baby, I'm doing something. Listen to me. Listen. Use your ears. Use your ears. I'm listening to you. I'm close. Lock the door and close it. Um, the dangers.
Why you just didn't be nice and just let her come in there?
Um, the dangers of being a nice guy. They tell you that uh, you do good, somebody do good to you. They tell you that they tell you a lot. They tell you a lot as a nice guy. Um, it's what you give. Be respectful. Um, let other people go ahead of you. Be last. Um, wait your turn. Uh, just a lot. It's very dangerous to be a nice guy in practice.
Don't complain.
Don't complain. So, what are some of your experiences of being a nice guy, and were they negative?
Um, I'll say all of them. Almost every experience of me being a nice guy was a negative one because I didn't. I wasn't getting what I wanted, other than being considered to be a nice guy. And I thought that being a nice guy will get me what I want in another way. Like, well, if I'm nice, then people will look out for me and get me the things that I want. Uh, that's why it's been a very a negative thing because you know people usually look out for themselves like they should. So it's like I can't expect people to be like, well, this dude is so nice, so I'll, which some people time from time to time will, but you have to, speak your mind on what you want. But long story short, uh, it's been a lot of negative experiences trying to play the nice guy role.
Anytime you got taken advantage of?
Every time, it's been you know, every time I've got taken advantage of, you know. So I mean, you name it. Have you had any dangerous experiences?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's all negative because I thought that was the right thing to do. I thought the right thing to do was to put yourself last. I thought the right thing to do was hold the door open. And chivalry isn't dead. Well, it's dead, but chivalry is good, I believe, and it should still exist. But yeah, it's just people pleasing, man. It's just it's people pleasing,
Hmm.
and you think that's okay. You think okay, I'm gonna be accommodating to you this time, and they're gonna be accommodating, and you're gonna be accommodating to me next time. And
Right.
a lot of times, it don't never show back up for me. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I let you slide like 5 times, 10 times, and then I can't slide once.
Yeah.
So no, it's very negative, and and you get resentment because you like, oh man, I do so much I let
Mm,
I deal with so much disrespect that sometimes when you slip and you be disrespectful, you're gonna like, okay, just let me slide. Cause I'm like, I know you this person gonna let me slide. I've been letting this person slide. And the other person like, no, I got boundaries. And you're like, what?
yep,
You got
that's the word.
boundaries.
Yeah,
And then we get to going back and forth, and they don't care. They're like, and the worst thing, one of the worst things a nice guy can hear is, I didn't ask you to do that for me.
yeah.
That's what they be like. I didn't even ask you. And you be like, wow, I just compromise my ideals and integrity, and it don't mean nothing to you.
Man, again and again and again. I've heard that before. It was one, I've heard that before. I've heard, you know, um, what that got to do with me. Said, like somebody you help you like, man, what? Like, um, I've heard it all, and they're right in a way. So it's like it's not too much you can say. I remember I heard a YouTube video when I was thick into my nice guy stage, and this girl was like, people get mad at you for not looking out for them or doing this and doing that and the third. And she was like, don't be mad because I got boundaries. But I was just thinking, like, I'm only mad at anybody that don't look out for me like I look out for them. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not mad at anybody that, just any general person, but she was talking to them as well. She's talking to us nice guys as well that, I guess she was just saying, you mad because I got boundaries. You don't, but
Even when I hear that you take anything. And as a nice guy, I did take anything.
hmm,
It's very dangerous because you could be everybody's friend, regardless of how good they are to you or how bad they are to you. You gonna take anything.
hmm,
You going for everything.
yeah,
And I guess you think somebody else should go for everything too. But
right.
other people got self respect, and I didn't know how much I was doing that was actually eroding my own respect. I'm sitting up here. It's like if you sit up there letting somebody disrespect you, why would you expect them to respect you? And also, you can't even. It's like your ears don't even hear when something is disrespectful because you're so accommodating.
Facts, man.
And you be like, man,
Facts.
and other people be like, man, you just let them talk to you like that. You like, what are you talking about, man? Like, he just cranky, or she just tripping. She's like, no, I think that's real disrespect, and you just be like, nah, it ain't like that because you're just so
Right.
nice, and you find yourself in some weird situations where you helping the person who hurt you.
Yep. To hurt you.
To yeah, to
Yeah,
hurt
you
you.
helping a person that hurt you to hurt you some more. You know, like, and you had said that about the disrespect. When waking up out of being a nice guy, I remember that it was like I was sensitive to any disrespect. And anybody that knew me thought I was being emotional. And the old me would have told myself that you are being emotional. You know, if you're a man, you don't complain about certain things or you don't uh say certain things. But it's like that's a disguise to keep being this nice guy. But when I uh when I became more aware of that, I was like, it was just a lot of stuff that wasn't fly. Even people's tone, you know, if you telling me a story about something that happened and you got a mean, angry tone, I'm not the person you talking about. He's like, calm down. You can
Right.
relax. You know what I'm saying? Because some people will tell you a story, and it's like that always bothered me because if somebody walking by us, it just looked like I'm getting cussed out, but they telling me a story. I don't take that, and this, that, and the third. And I'm just the reason why, because I'm trying to let them know, like, nah, we cool. He's just telling me a story. So even if somebody is going in, this, that, and the third, we in public, man. Calm down. It'll be all right. You can tell me
Hmm.
a story, but you know what I'm saying? Or, but um, just saying that to say is a lot of things that it's like a muscle. Taking up for yourself is a muscle that you have to exercise
Yeah.
because you slowly become more and more, better at it to the point where when somebody step to you, they already can feel it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, it's to that point with me now, that because this, like I said, this was years ago, but it's to that point with me now. It's like I'm not trying to be intimidating or anything, but you can tell this ain't that, you know. And I would rather be. I'm okay with. I'm okay with. We don't have to talk about this yet, but I'm okay with being, which we had an episode like this, the villain, But that's a whole nother story. From nice guy to like, I am completely okay with looking bad to you, you know. But it's steps to get to that, because bad ain't always bad. But
Well, you think of it as bad when you're a good guy.
mm,
Somebody stepping to you and you like and you escalate the conflict. And because as a good guy, you used to de-escalating all the time. Oh, calm down,
yeah,
calm down, calm down, calm down. You're like, hey, what?
yeah,
And,
yeah.
and so it's counter intuitive to what you want to do.
Yeah,
And you just got to realize that's the actual way to be. And I think people are really scared to be their true self. And I think I was scared to be my true self because I would hide behind a nice guy. And then, you know what, that made me such a liar, bro.
right.
Such a liar.
Uh,
Just yeah, it's all right, man. I don't care.
mm,
And I do.
yeah,
I do. Y'all ain't got no money. Oh, man, I'll pay. It's like, and I didn't want to pay, and I barely had
right.
any money, and I got to grind harder, and they just eating, and it it's bad, and like I said, other people are getting out your girlfriend, and you can't even notice because you're so nice about it. Oh,
Yeah,
hey, stop talking to her like that, man. It's like that's weird, man. It's like you know,
man. The the half of it, man. You won't even think to even be thinking like that.
right?
Like, man, they might be trying to holler at my girl. You don't even think to be even thinking like, you know. Uh, been in situations like that where it's bad, you know, and you just look like a complete clown. And when it's time to respond to it, you don't know how to respond to it, So uh just saying that to say that it is very dangerous to be a good guy because if things will escalate worse and worse and worse to the point where your life will be in danger. You know, people invite danger around you. People will get dangerous. They'll do something that they wouldn't do around a self-respecting man. They'll do that around you because they're like, well, all right, I get away with it over here.
You
You
suppress
know,
yourself.
yeah,
That's guy stuff. Suppress yourself. Don't
mm-hmm.
like let everybody get away with what they're doing.
Right,
And that's what we talked about yesterday. I said the thing about being a martyr is you got to get your life. So
yeah,
you over here dying, and people like, okay. You dying for this, not me. Like you dying to be the nice guy.
Mm,
You dying to have these big expectations that you say, oh, I got to do this. I had a coworker. She threw herself a party at the job, and I was like, why'd you do that? Oh yeah, I just want everybody to have something. I'm like, and in my brain, I'm like, no, you think people won't like you for this? And
right.
if we didn't like you enough to throw you a party, we probably not gonna like you enough to come.
Facts.
And you buy all this stuff, and it make us look like bad people because we
Mhm.
not coming to a party that you um
Through for yourself.
do for
Yeah.
yourself. And he's like, oh, the
Yeah.
people I gave them this, and I'm like, we never agreed to this.
Right.
You want to feel good, you want to feel celebrated, so you celebrated yourself. I'm like, you could have took yourself out to dinner or something. But this is nice guy thinking,
Yeah.
and you end up looking crazy.
Absolutely. Because you want to impress people. You want to try to buy people over. You want to
Yeah,
win people over.
yeah,
And and it's funny because you would. It's so funny how we will rationalize being who we are by thinking that we're so smart. Like,
yeah.
like we think that we know the way to do it. Like, oh, doing this is fine. Even not turning up on somebody for doing something stupid. We'll think that people that do that, if you turn up on somebody, that's an ignorant nigga, man. I'm not that. I'm not no ignorant nigga. I am an intelligent brother. So I don't turn up on people who uh disrespect me. It's almost like we think that we are the a new age masculine that the intelligence only the most intelligent would understand. It's the strong, the weak, and the wise. I'm the wise, or the weak, the strong, and the wise. I'm the wise. You know what I'm saying? I may not be looking strong, but I'm the wise. That's just how I used to justify certain things. Like I'm so wise that I don't do. No, nigga, I turns up now. If I have to turn up on somebody, I'm turn up, and I'm gonna look ignorant. And yep, yep, yep. You know what I'm saying? I didn't lost people that I was cool with and turned up on them. You know what I'm saying? And not that I was even trying to be. I'm not trying to be a tough guy. I'm not even saying that I'm a tough guy. It's just that if when you have those boundaries, you're a real person, and now somebody can deal with you in a real. They can deal with your real self. They don't have to, because you're doing everybody a disservice. Even the people that you think you're being nice to, you're doing them a disservice because they don't know who you are for real. Even the girl you was just talking about at the grocery store is like you said. It'd be better off if she took herself out to eat. Um,
It's so suppressive, and
mm,
you get to the point where you don't even like revealing who you really are because
right.
you start thinking like, yeah, people like it when I'm a clown. You basically being a clown, and
That's it.
and you just kind of morph into it. Yeah, man. Yeah, people like to just talk too much, or like you said, like if somebody like if somebody is starting a conflict, you think the nice guy thing, where I used to think the nice guy thing was to instantly de-escalate. Hey, calm down. Hey, calm down. And two things can't occupy the same spot at the same time. So
Yeah.
if I'm de-escalated, you can keep escalating. So if I take the space of an escalator, you could have to naturally take the space of a de-escalator. But
Right.
or just come to what it come to. But
Yeah.
as a nice guy, you don't think that's the answer.
Right.
And
Yeah.
war is not the answer. What's the Marvin Gaye? War is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. And
Right.
that's nice to say, but in real
Yeah.
life, you gonna have to fight. You nothing can push you off your square because man, it's like this the amount of self work you have to do, and if you don't pass these tests, it just break you down. And a lot of
Right.
people don't be listening out for these or having awareness when your test is coming. So when you go like, I'm gonna be this type of person, and I'm gonna say what I feel, and then in an instant somebody come in and threaten you, and you go right back to who you was,
Hmm.
and you gonna stay there until you pass the test.
Right.
You got to pass the test. I think I left
Hmm.
a mess at work one day. I was taking a pallet off the truck, and the water got on the floor, and then my manager he texted me a picture. He's like, "You did this?" I said, "Yeah, I didn't feel like it," and that was into that. I wasn't
Yeah.
doing a whole lot of over explaining. I was tired and I didn't, that's that kind of stuff. It's like people they pick up on that. They're like, oh, it's blood in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a shark with blood. Yeah.
let me get on his hip. Let me get on him now. Let me get on him
Yep.
because
Yep.
you take the defensive position. So when you do that, if everything you do you defensive, people gonna be like, what's wrong with you?
He over explaining. Yeah. So let's get him. Because he know he guilty. He guilty, man. Let's get him. And it's like when you just like you said, you said you didn't feel like it. I know exactly what you mean. That's how you gotta move or just tell the simple truth just like that. Uh all the time, man. Well, not all the time, but sometimes I'm late on loads or whatever at work. And I'm a truck driver, of course. But and sometimes it's my fault. Most times it's not my fault. But when it is my fault, I just own up to my fault right quick. Just like you just said. Oh man, I overslept. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling in with a whole bunch of excuses and stuff. I overslept. My bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's the end of that. I
Because
might, yeah,
you're a human.
yeah, and it
But
don't happen much. So it's like,
yeah,
I'm not about to do a lot of explaining for something I don't do all the time. This is rare. Hey, it's my fault. It's
I'm
like
I'm
that's
I'm good 90% of the time.
yeah, yeah. Most of
I
the time I'm on point.
I don't want
So,
nobody to think I'm 100% on nothing. Like
mm-hmm,
we not gonna put that. I'm not putting that pressure on me. But as a
exactly.
good guy, you want to say, "Oh, I'm 100%. I gotta." You staying after work, you working extra, and you doing all this stuff for your job, and you need your job to uh, come through for you. And they're like, "Nah." You like what? I gave you all this. And you're like, no, you got paid for that, man.
Right.
You be like, but they be like, but you be like, but like we paid you for that time.
Exactly.
You didn't think about it like that because you thinking that like that's a business. It's a business. This is not a personal situation. A lot of times with people thinking this stuff is personal with jobs. If you don't personally know the owner, it's all business. And even when you know the owner, it still can be business at any given point.
Yep.
They're like, well, what you want me to do? You worked the overtime. We paid you time and a half. You want
Right.
to take a day off? No, we need you because
Right.
you over here being 100% guy, you're not being human, you're not making no mistakes. They're like, well, if see, this is what successful people know is if something works, keep doing it.
Yep.
So they're like, he keep going for it, keep doing
Yeah. Because this how they think it. We don't know your motivation. But one thing we do know is
it.
that you like to do this. So it's like we don't know what's making you do over, but you that overly guy. You the overly guy that we don't pay extra to do anything, but you do the most. So, if you stop, it's like, what's going on? Do we need to write you up? I mean, because what's going on, man? You're
Yeah.
not the overly guy, man. We got you. We finally got an overly guy. He be doing the most.
Because
You know,
you can always get that guy who complain right to the manager face and this and that. I ain't doing that. This and that. Like they keep their job.
never get fired. Yep.
It's the person who you think, and this is where they say a nice guy, but this is where they say a coward dies 1,000 deaths. It's
Yeah.
like it's a thousand times you should have stood up for yourself, and you don't. And
Yep.
it's not a physical death. It's like a spirit. It's like it's
Hmm.
man. You get real depressed, man. You get real depressed. How come nobody just? How come nobody don't like me? How come don't nobody do the same things I do for them? You died. Don't be a
Yeah.
martyr. You're
Right.
killing yourself.
That's real, man.
And when you kill yourself, you're dead.
Right.
They move on to the next person.
Yep. Who else willing to die? That's how.
You're a nice guy. They're like, okay, we use them up. But the city girls uh and say something like, if you're a rich guy, I'm a F him till he ain't one. It's like
Yep.
them like I just gotta use you.
Yep.
And you think that probably think I'm changing this girl's life and I'm doing all this stuff. And she like, nah. Like she like, this dude crazy.
Yeah. She don't get it. She like, hey man, I found something. I don't know what's his motivation. I don't care, but I'm benefiting. So,
Exactly.
I don't know, and
You know what? I like what you keep saying. What's nobody know your motivation. You make up a lot of this craziness in your head, and none of it is close to reality.
yeah,
None of it. It's made for you to keep denying it. You got this whole fictional thing, man. If I tell this person this, they gonna be mad, and we gonna get into a conflict. And but anytime somebody else got a problem with you, they in your face.
yep, yeah,
Anytime, and
yep,
you doing what you gotta do, making these all these corrective actions, and the other person like, I'm not doing that.
yeah. I ain't doing nothing.
Why you only uh bring up a problem when I bring up a problem? They be on our real manipulative type stuff,
Mhm.
but you go for it.
Every time,
You gotta
man.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say how, uh, yeah, people they going for it, bro. Um, it slipped my mind what I was about to say. It was right on the tip. I'd be about to cut you off because I be wanting to just blurt it out, but
Just go ahead, blurt it out. Next time you gotta say what you gotta say. If you can't
okay,
hold
but I be wanting to like blurt out a phrase, but
it, I want you to
yeah,
have a note. Just write it down, man. Get you a little piece of paper.
I already do. I don't know why I ain't writing it down, man. I gotta
Yeah,
start.
because if you be listening, because for me, see, being a nice guy.
Yep. Yeah, man. I am. That's still in me. Yeah, I'm listening so hard. I ain't even. I'm like, man. But
I got my stuff. I'll be ready to comment. I'm like, this is nice. I'm gonna write this down real quick, or
yeah,
text it. But man, that'd be the thing, man. It's like you be really expecting stuff to come through, man. You be really, really expecting, and things don't go your way. And
yeah,
and bro, when you learn it's because of you, things don't go your way, things will change. It's like this week, I uh I did two dry fasting days and then a water day, and then I ate. Then I did two water days and two dry fasting days, and I'm about to eat today. And I'm down 12 pounds, but I'm only it only happened because I did the work.
yeah,
You be so caught up in your ego that you think things supposed to work out for you just because you want them to work out for you. You have to stick to reality. Things work out. If you don't make it happen, it's not gonna work out for you. Don't get me wrong. Allah's merciful. He'll do something like you'll get some wins you know you shouldn't have got. But stop depending on those. Work,
yeah.
do the actual work because
Right.
things not gonna go your way, and that's why things don't go like we talked about the other day, man. It's a reap and the sowing we have to actually start doing. If
Right.
you how how am I being super nice to an ungrateful person going to help me?
You reap what you sow.
This is this is unfertile land.
Now, man. Yeah, when you reap what you sow.
I'm this not I'm not even putting seeds in the dirt. I'm putting seeds on a concrete, expecting these random roses to go through the cracks. Like
Right.
no, nothing grows on concrete. You can't help everybody. They don't care,
Right.
and nobody gonna love you more than you. And if you can't even, if you're such a nice guy, you gotta love yourself last. You just get the scraps out of life.
You deep down inside, you an evil nigga.
Yeah.
We're gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? You're not a nice guy, you know. And the point I was gonna make too, the Jesus hero ideology that we have, especially like as growing up Christian, you hear about Jesus dying on the cross and he rose again and he's revered as this, superhero and he did all the right. He sat there and died and cried on the cross. So it's like this kind of goes in our thinking. Like we think like, oh, being like that, being giving, and even if you have to give your own life, you know, you know, it pays in some type of weird way.
Everything will start working out eventually.
Yeah, everything will start working out, and the people will have your back, just like everybody got Jesus. We talk about Jesus all the time, but as when we come into the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we hear about a Jesus story as well, and the historical Jesus that we hear about, he was actually killed. You know what I'm saying? And then that's like it's a period. That's it. Not to say that he was a bad person, but just like you were saying, it is a price to be paid. You pay as a martyr, you know, and that's what you get. It was a message in his life, and it was so much beauty in his life. But you're not Jesus.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be honest, that's a whole nother thing. You're not Jesus.
And that ain't your
So
job.
yeah, and then that's a whole nother subject because we like to think that we some gods and and that's a whole nother reason why. Oh no, yeah, he cussed me out. He was yelling and talking crazy and stuff, but I won't say that back. I'm a god, man. Man, I just blanked myself out as Ramadan.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, hey, f that, man. You gotta, you know, you still on the, you not even close to that, and you may not never be that. If we're gonna just be honest, man, you may not never be that. Now you might be on the right team of things. You might be rolling with the right crew. You in the Nation of Islam, and you a brother that's rolling with, but you not Jesus. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Yeah,
You you have to be you.
yeah,
And that's why that's when you talked about the villain. When you a villain, bro, you gotta make sure everything go your way. You gotta work 15 times as hard.
yeah,
You and like and to your point, um, the hero story is I can mumble and bumble and not and be careless and somebody gonna teach me how to do the right thing. I'm gonna get the right training and and then when I decide to care, it's gonna be a fight, but I'm gonna win. You know,
yeah.
it's that's not the villain's winning most times.
Most times,
That person is the person is who because you're a prey to them.
yeah.
You know, you're not being a predator. So if of course they're gonna have the advantage. They singularly focused on you and you not focused on nothing. You just out
Come on,
here,
man.
you you just out here like them nice deer,
Yeah.
walking,
Eat
doing your
lunch.
thing, helping, and then that one cheetah just got it's focused on you. That's all it really sees you.
That's it.
And like I said, the bad guys usually get what they want because they follow every law to get it or break every law to get it.
You all you need.
Um,
Um,
and a lot.
I think we and COVID helped me to realize that, like, and that's another thing too. I'm all over the place, but not too many people told me. Some people did, but they never told me how much I meant to them. My nice guy in my life and my sacrifice to them, they never told me how much it meant to them. So I actually didn't know how much it meant to them. But when I took that guy that's giving and gave to me, I'm like, this is a lot. You know what I'm saying? I can do a lot for myself. I can raise money for myself. I can make sure I'm covered down. I can make sure I'm protected. I can, when I say protected, I mean like, you know, not, but I'm just saying, while I'm making sure other people are safe, I'm making sure other people are healthy, I'm making sure other people are got enough money. I'm making sure, but I'm not making sure I got enough. I can't stress that enough. I know this is probably like the third, fourth podcast where we talked about that, but it's so important that you are all you need for you. So that also takes you into another level of when people do come in my life, are they paying what they weigh to be here? Because I know how valuable I am to myself, so I know how valuable I could be to somebody else's life. So it's a I have to know that you're valuable as well, or you can't be here. For me, that's how I roll. It got to be some reason why me and you cool, and we talk all the time. It has to be a reason why. It's not because if not, I'm fine with talking to myself all day long. I am. I don't care how crazy that sound. I am. You know, but
And
I don't talk to myself all day long. But
and that's what I was saying when a coward dies 1,000 deaths, and I get to my 150th death. I'm like, hey man, yo, oh, what's wrong with you, man? Calm down, calm down. It's like they've been like, I've been stabbing you. Like, what's the issue here? I don't never have to pay.
yeah,
You changing up.
yeah, that's how that people be feeling too. Yep. And
I
what
don't
you
know what's wrong
doing?
with you. I don't know what's wrong with you today. You changing up. You always pay. I don't do that.
Right.
They started getting to how much they do. You just be like, what? And people really think, like, some people really think their presence is enough. I was just talking to my homeboy. He was like, because he out here being a nice guy kind of, and I said that doesn't work in business. And he was like, "What you mean?" I said, "If you're gonna do business, you need to be transactional. You can't be a nice guy, and because it's out of love. You know, Even if you should be giving that to yourself, it's still out of love." And I was
Right.
telling him, I said, "If you a nice guy, you gonna always underbid. How much you gonna do to paint that wall? What you think? You think to yourself, what's the least you can take? I can do it for 30." I'm like, "Oh shoot, cool. You a cheap person to work with." Instead of doing it for more than what you need, you know your worth. If you paint that wall like nobody else, you do it for 100, do it for 200, or whatever price you can guarantee you'll work at.
Right.
And that's all. I kind of lost the point I was making with that. Oh yeah. I was telling them
Yeah.
it's nice guys aren't transactional. You have to be shrewd. It's business. It's like, hey, if I'm gonna hit you with some real game, I say you're gonna have to pay me $100. I'm like, what you? People are like, what you mean? I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna invest in you if you're not gonna invest in me,
Yeah.
because nobody care about free stuff, bro.
Man,
Man, go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, finish with your point.
You write that down real quick, man. Uh,
I already got it.
it's like people, man, you see what people do with this food bank food, man. They just, bro, they just be messing over it. They
What
didn't have,
food bank food?
you
What you
know,
mean?
so they got different food banks to where
Yeah.
if you in a next to a certain uh available area, you can drive up there and they'll give you a bunch of food in your car. They ask you how many people you live in your house, and you'll be like two, three, four, five, and they're like, okay, here go a week's worth of food for five people.
Ah, okay.
Food bank.
Yeah.
And bro, I just be seeing people just give it away, be letting it spoil, throw it outside because you didn't pay for it.
Mm,
You don't respect nothing you don't pay for. If I could tell you something I know that can help you, you're gonna respond better if you invested in it.
right.
That's what I was telling them. I'm like, you're gonna have to be transactional. But what you're doing is you not making it, and it's not don't have nothing to do about money. It's about the transaction of it because you can't live like that. You can't feed your kids off being nice to everybody. You can't feed yourself off being nice to everybody. But go ahead with your point.
Okay, I got a lot of points. Number one, paint job. I knew a guy. I know a guy, and he's the top painter you can be. You can't get no top than this. You know, saying journeyman painter, and his prices to me are pretty low for what I think they should be because I know what he can do. But one day he had met somebody that was kind of new in the game with painting, and he was getting all these paint jobs, and he had a lot of money too. This the new guy he met had he has a lot of money, like, and but he don't have a lot of money. But the thing is, I mean, he not flat broke or nothing, but it's just he don't have the type of money this new guy got. But the new guy to painting, he don't play. He charges so much money because he know he's certified and he know what he's doing. He charges so much money. I'm the point I'm making about that is people will deny you jobs sometimes if you got a cheap price because they think you're the cheap guy. You're not gonna do good, even though he got the most experience. You're not because you. It's kind of like you like not sure of yourself.
Yeah.
Where this guy, he's expensive. Okay, I'm gonna just pay that because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get Gucci. It's like that's how they think. Like I want Gucci, let me get that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another thing is I got a homie where I've been asking him to drive. If he watching this, he know who he is. I've been asking him to drive for years. You know, I'm like, man, you need to learn how to drive. You need to learn how to do certain things, right? And but he stays far. So he's like, man, why don't you teach me how to drive? I'm like, sure, I'll teach you how to drive. It's gonna be this much money, and I'm gonna need this. I need somewhere to stay. I need a good amount of money. I need a flight for me and my wife. You know, now somebody so I talked to somebody else on the phone about this, and I was like, "You gonna do all that?" Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I could be doing something else. I could be making money. I could be enjoying my life. My life is fun, even if I'm not leaving the house. So if I have to leave my town to go to yours, you know, I can't do it. But long story short, on this one, his mom was like, well, because he was trying to provide somewhere for us to stay. She was like, I don't want I don't want him staying here. Cool with me. He was telling me this like I was gonna be mad. I'm fine with that. Nah, because my life is good. But I'm not coming down there to help you drive. I just can't do it because I can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't if I don't unless you're gonna provide a hotel for a couple of days, it's no way I'm coming down there to show you how to drive and I'm gonna provide myself a hotel. Ain't happening. Last point I wanted to make. I can't even roll with a nice guy. But maybe that might need to be a different subject, man. And people don't like rolling with no nice guy, man. That's the thing. I thought I had friends as a nice guy. You don't have no friends as no nice guy. You have people who like to use you, and if they was really
Facts.
about to roll, if they was really about to roll out and do something, whether it be have fun, whether it be being productive, whether it be they whether it be something that they really need help on, like they lost on, like help, like they're literally lost. They not calling you because they know you. They can feel that you don't love yourself, and I wouldn't either. I wouldn't call a nice guy neither. If I'm trying to roll out on something, can you imagine? Uh, we trying to me, you, and another maybe a couple of other guys. We trying to roll out, and we want to go to Miami, have a good time, or whatever, just something. We don't want to take no nice guy. Will me and you, we may because we coach guys out of being nice guys. But if we didn't do that, we don't want you rolling with us because that's not how we roll. And it's like if the chips is truly low on my end and I'm not trying to use somebody, I don't need somebody giving me a hug. You know what I'm saying? I don't need somebody, oh man, it'll be okay, my brother. It'll be okay. You I can hear that, Luke. That's cool. It's okay. Once or twice. But if that's all you have to offer, you don't have no game. You don't have no, come on, man, let's get it though. You know what I'm saying? Blank F that, man. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got that spirit in you at all, it's like, man, I can't roll with that, man.
So we saying you have to kill the nice guy. It's it's an illusion anyway. It's a lot of this stuff you just hiding behind stuff because you're scared anyway. You scared to
Mm,
try, and you just using this to be a punk, really.
punk.
What they said in how they said in Louisiana, punk.
Yeah, punk. But they said somebody gay, man, saying you a punk. Tough.
Well, because it's what you are, and what you have to
Yeah.
do, you have to cop to that,
Mm,
and that's the first step. And it's the same thing in Alcoholic Anonymous. It's like if you don't admit you're alcoholic, we can't even take no other steps.
yeah.
I'm an alcoholic. I'm a former punk, and
Yeah.
keep that in the back of your brain because you just one decision away from being back to who you used to be. People do
Yes, sir.
not get that. You think like even with this Ramadan, it's like you'd be like, man, I'm a eat better. I'm eat better, and then as soon as the next day, you right back to it
Yeah.
because you don't got no more fire pushing you to do right. Now it's a personal decision, and clearly, personal decisions ain't wrong. It ain't. You don't care,
All right.
so you got to keep it at your. I like David Goggins. He's like, I'm still that 250-pound fat kid, and he was like, "What? You do all this work?" He know that if he don't keep that person alive, he gonna forget where he is and who he is. You because that's still you. You just making an active decision not to be that. So you got to
Yeah.
keep that in your mind so you can keep making a wise decision. Oh yeah, man. Tell yourself you're a punk, so you act
Mhm.
opposite.
Yeah. You know what I told myself? I realized in my life, I told myself I wasn't born, and this is just a moment of honesty. I wasn't born a tough guy. I wasn't born. Um, well, how am I trying to say this? A like just somebody who just naturally takes up for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But I turned into it. So I remind myself that all the time. But one thing I think about when I say this is imagine a Hummer is made for, some rough terrains and,
Off
saying
road.
maybe yeah, rough road and maybe a little off road riding through the forest or something like that. Now, I may not be a Hummer, but I mean, I might be a Ford Explorer, right? But I went and put some extra padding on the side. I went and got the off roll wheels. I had to turn myself into this so I could be just as effective as the Hummer. But I had to remind myself I'm not a Hummer now,
Yeah,
because some people had parents that was gangsters. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And that's just how it is. All their life, they came up, and they roasted each other all in their house all the time. You know, they learned how to shoot a gun at a young age. You had to go out there and whoop on somebody. You had to go out there and whoop on somebody. I don't care if you five. That's how we do. I grew up in the church, and not that I can't ever be what I need to be. Just like you were just saying, you just have to remind yourself of what material you had when you started off. This is this is what I had.
So
I
what you
had
made
to
of?
add, yeah, I had to add the rough wheels to the Explorer. I had to get a truck lift. You know what I'm saying? I don't naturally have it like the Hummer, but I could, I can roll the Hummer a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I can roll the Hummer, but I didn't naturally, but I just like to think about it like that because it constantly remind me like, oh, let me make sure my trucks stay lifted and my windows is bulletproof. You know,
It lets you know how to
yeah,
act because
right.
it's man, it's so like I said, as I was fasting this week, I'm realizing that you really only get good growth when you're uncomfortable. And you gotta, and like I said, the results only came to me because I stayed uncomfortable for long enough for it to happen. It's the same with working out. It's the same with getting money. It's the same with doing anything you never did before. You're uncomfortable. And when you're uncomfortable, your mind starts playing tricks on you. It's
When you uncomfortable, you said?
yeah, you start jogging and your mind
Mm.
start tell you, hey, you tired, man. Like, what you mean? Your breath is cool, but your mind, you're so uncomfortable, your mind don't want to be uncomfortable. It'll start telling you stuff to comfort yourself. Just go
Mm.
ahead and drink something real quick. Go ahead and eat something real quick.
Yep.
You can just do it tomorrow. Today wasn't the best day. You can
Mm.
you mess up and it's a Monday. Just start next Monday.
Right.
You know, just start. Or you made a mess up in a day. Scratch the rest of the day. Scratch it.
Yeah. You too hungry. You better eat. You don't want to faint now.
Yeah,
Your
right, right. Your
You
body
better
eating
feel
itself.
good.
All that BS, man. It's like you gotta know how to like take that negative talk out because it will talk you into some like you'll never do nothing. You'll
Right.
never be able to push yourself because ain't your brain is to help you push yourself, but at the same time, your brain want to be comfortable. It's going to do the easiest thing every time. That's why they say lean not on your own understanding.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, you've been failing for 10 years, and why you keep having all these explanations for it? There
Right.
is none because you want to be comfortable where you at. That's why you got to be. I think in the Quran, I don't know what verse, but I remember reading it said, be careful what hell you put yourself in because it'll become your abode."
Wow.
Bro, humans are adaptable.
What
Uh,
is?
Humans are adaptable.
Oh yeah. Right.
It's them people who get in them domestic violence relationships. They don't want to be in there. But if you get punched once or twice and don't leave, then you get punched 6 and 7 times and don't leave. Then you get punched
Yeah.
8 or 9 times. It's like, and nowadays boys and girls doing that. Men and women hitting each other, beating each other. But you become adaptable. Oh, it don't really hurt. Uh, I did that. You know, you start
Yeah.
listening to the people. I heard of one guy. He was like, "Man, I only hit you because I know you're strong enough to take it. These other people ain't strong enough to take it. It was whatever you willing to go for because
Right.
you don't want to be uncomfortable and get out the situation.
Right.
You'd rather be uncomfortable and and a lot of people don't realize like you real safe in an effed up position because you know it's effed up. It's
Yeah.
safety in that. People go to work, hate their job. There's safety in being someplace they hate.
Yep.
Oh man, I ain't gonna be able like you ain't gonna be able to make it every week. But you stay here and you don't want to do nothing different because once you start identifying, your mind don't want to learn nothing new. It don't.
Mm,
That's why you don't take that's why most people take the same route home.
right.
Get up around the same time, got a favorite restaurant, got a favorite TV show, and even right now with the podcast, people got the favorite podcast, favorite type. And I was just talking to my wife about this. Like your algorithm should be diverse.
Right.
My algorithms is about self improvement, parenting, wealth, business, nutrition, um, working out, cooking. And it's so much different variety because I want to be a complete person.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I know I have to stretch because my mind will get comfortable wherever it is. That's why you see some people and nothing but booty shaking up the algorithm. Ain't nothing but it because
On their mind,
they
brother.
don't diversify.
Yeah.
Because if you're not diversifying your mind, it's like sooner or later you're gonna have to take it from booty shaking to porn, and then you're gonna have to take it to porn to from porn to just whatever the illest thing that's there
Well, you know it, they
because
don't, man.
you gotta because it's no end because you over
With baby oil on.
you overstimulated
Yeah,
and
man.
you looking to overstimulate yourself.
Right.
Because just like with the kids, they're like, I need to be entertained every 30 seconds.
You need to be in a what?
Entertained every 30 seconds. I need
Oh
to
yeah.
the YouTube constant. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know how to be bored.
Man, this Ramadan is something because I have not been able to really, for some reason, listen to YouTube that much. Like I've been driving in silence on the truck, and it's crazy because kind of that's it could be a little bit crazy because I'm not eating or drinking, so but I also don't have no entertainment. It's like I just been needing just silence. I don't know what it is this Ramadan. Like I just need silence. Like for hours, I'm just you know it's been a new thing for me. But it's you do gotta to your point. You have to put a cap on almost anything you do. That's because I tell somebody not to get too deep into it, but rather it's booty shaking videos or anything that you're doing, eating whatever. It always need to be like okay, that's enough. If you can't ever say that's enough, you got a problem. You
Addiction.
know, yeah, you addicted. There's no at any given time you can watch booty shaking videos and get your snack on. You got a problem. You got an eating disorder. People don't want to call it that what it is. You got an eating disorder. I told myself that I was getting fat. I'm like, do I got an eating disorder? And I was around. I think my wife was like, "What? Like that sounds crazy. Why would you say that?" But that's like that's if I can't if I
Right.
can't stop, I got an eating disorder. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I should be able to. If I don't want to get fatter, I should be able to be like, okay, not until 6. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to do that. If the moment I can't do that, there's something wrong. You got a problem. Um, man, speaking of Ramadan, man, I'm about to not right now, but right before because you was talking about discomfort, this reminded me of it. I one year, this is the best Ramadan I did before the sun went down, like an hour before the sun went down, man. I go so hard in the gym. I ain't drink or eat nothing. I'm just going hard. I'm about to do that today. I'm about to go hard, man. And it's funny because your mind do. I ain't even gonna lie. During Ramadan, typically my mind don't tell me that I need to stop. I be eating them weights, eating the running, all that, man. I be gone because I be thinking like I'm about to eat soon. So I just be going in, man. It's like my favorite thing to do. Like before the sun go down, go in the gym and go hard. Man. You know, it's that's like the best growth. You know,
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up here.
yes,
All right. So, underachievers, brother Khalif.
I'm brother Demarcus. We got theme music.
Nah, we can make something later.
Okay, I thought somebody was playing some theme music.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right. Peace.